Hi everybody, Auntie Sheff here with my brother NVS.
What's up?
We're doing another video together as a team. Yes. We are going to be doing uke tutorials today. So let's get our ukes. Alright, let's do this.
Alrighty, today we're going to be teaching you a couple of things that if I would have known would have helped me get started using the ukulele. One of them is how to tune the ukulele. So when you turn on a tuner, this is the way I tune it. As I turn on the tuner, just so you can see. Now this first string is supposed to be a G. Second string is supposed to be a C. Third string, it says it's an E. Last is the A string. Now you'll notice that it turns green every time I hit a note. Right, so it turns green. If it doesn't turn green, if it's over here on the left, you need to turn this way, which if you're holding the uke, it's counterclockwise. Then this string goes here, this string goes here. So these two go counterclockwise to tighten them. To loosen them, it goes clockwise. This is opposite because they're on the opposite side. So you'd actually turn them clockwise to tighten them, counterclockwise to loosen them. And you just want to make sure that the notes are correct. So you'll notice that my C string is a little bit off. I don't know if you can see it, but it turns yellow a little bit, so I could turn it back a little bit. Then you take the tuner off, turn it off to save the power, and you're done.
I use my phone to tune. So there's an app that I use. I like this because I always have my phone on me, but my tuner not always, and sometimes my tuner runs out of batteries.
One thing with tuning also is when it's brand new, if it's a decent model, it'll be pre-tuned in the factory, but by the time you get it, it's going to be a little bit loose. So you're going to have to tighten it up just a touch. You don't want to over tighten it or break the string. Also, the first month that you use it, you want to tune it a lot so that you want to keep it tuned. And after that, it'll keep its tune pretty close, so you won't have to do very much adjustment.
So when it's tuned, now you want to know how to play. And there's a lot of tutorials online that you can go to, but a lot of the easier ones I found have certain chords that you use on many songs. So we wanted to go over those chords today.
Yeah, so I'm going to teach you the first two chords, and then she's going to teach the last two chords. So I'm going to hold the ukulele like this so that you can see the entire thing. Each one of this row, this row, this row, those are the three fingers, your first three fingers, and those are the three rows that you want your fingers to land on. It's really easy to learn these chords because the fingers stay on the row that they're designated to go to, and your thumb just sits on the back. And the harder you press your thumb against it, the harder the chord. So the first fret is where you're going to find the this finger will sit here, and this finger will sit, the second finger will sit on the very outside. So the 1 and 3 are the what you press. This chord is an F chord, and it's the one that I think is used the most besides the next one I'm going to teach you, which is the C, which is the easiest chord, and it's just your third finger on its row on the last string. And if any of you are 21 Pilots fans, you'll actually recognize that's what he does. He just does a C chord and then he mutes the other strings by just laying his finger softly. So that's one of the most popular chords. The other two chords, I'll turn it over.
So the G chord, I like to think of it as you're making a triangle. So you're going to put your middle finger on the bottom on the 2nd fret in, and then your pointer goes on the 3rd string up on the 2nd fret, and then your ring finger goes in the middle of those two, so it makes a triangle. The ring finger is on the 3rd fret in.
That's the hardest chord we're going to teach you today. Super hard.
Now we're going to do the A chord. So the A chord is 2nd one in all the way up to the top, and I usually use my middle finger to hit that one. And that's the chords we're going to go over today.
Again, we have the F, which is the 2 fingers, the C, which is that one, the G, which is the 3-finger one, and then the A, which is the outside on the 2nd. Okay? So I'm going to teach you a really basic song. It's super easy to remember, but it's by Jason Mraz. It's I'm Yours. If you go on YouTube anywhere, there's probably a handful of people that are teaching this song, because it uses just the 4 chords that are the kind of the foundational chords that you want to have. But the way that you strum for this one is up to you. You could actually just strum 1 time for each of the counts. With ukuleles, though, people like to do different variations, like, or you could just do 1 strum when you're learning. And it's typically 4 strokes is the count on most songs.
So that's a whole note is 4 counts, right?
Yeah.
So.
So I'm going to say the notes as I play them. This is C, G, A, F. And it just goes back in that pattern over and over and over again. And you can add the words, or you can add strums. You done me, and you bet I felt it. Try to be true, but you're so hot that I melted. Fell right through the crack. Get back. So for another song that I really enjoy, Jumper, and the strumming sequence really shows and helps with the percussion since you don't have any. This is how the strumming sequence goes for that. It goes down, 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 and so depending on if you're going up or down, it has a different sound. But so F, and then once you're done with that strum, you go immediately to the C. So, and the G. Wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. Cut ties with all the lies you've been living. So it's really fun. You can switch up the sequence, the strumming, and those 3 chords are basically that whole song. There's obviously a couple different variations of the chord to make sure that you get to the different chorus part and all that stuff. But
one more thing we wanted to kind of introduce is how we were playing it. So I tend to use just my fingers, but my bro NVS likes to use a felt tip. Tell them about it.
yeah, so this one's a little bit softer than I usually use, but it's just a uke pick. The reason that they're felt instead of the hard plastic like a guitar is because these strings are really, really sensitive. The nylons aren't. With a guitar, you have metal and some nylon that are a little bit tougher. I don't like using my fingers, my fat fingers seem not to strum the way I want them to, so I use a pick.
And I like using my fingers because I do have a lot of songs that I like to just pick at, you know? That's why I like using my fingers, because I can strum and I can pick.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed our video. I know that if I would have been shown these few little things, I would have picked up ukuleleing quite a bit quicker. But hopefully you've learned something and you can go pick up a nice uke and have some fun.
Because whenever you're playing a uke, you can't really be sad. It's just like happiness.
Yeah. I've dealt with depression my whole life, and this is a really inexpensive antidepressant that makes it so you don't have to be on drugs.
So we hope you enjoy playing and making your own music as well.
Every time I hit a note, no, I thought I was getting my voice and making